God bless everyone. Welcome back to Hike Reviews. And I have another review for you. A controversial vehicle, a Charger EV. So it's like a plug-in charger, or is it an actual muscle car? Well, we're gonna find out. And big shout out to Hunter Dodge Jeep for allowing me to review this vehicle. And today we're given the privilege to review both stages, the RT and the Scatpack. Take a look at these vehicles. Now, before we get into the whole controversial, where's the engine, why is this the EV, is the muscle car, let's take a look at how Dodge did on the design. So going at the front end of these beauties, the two things that I like to look at is, number one, this huge air vent that is functional and looks really aggressive, and you have the nice hump on top of the hood as if you were to have a huge blower that was underneath that hood. And we do have more functionality towards the bottom as well. There's flaps that open and close for aero and for cooling. And since we have them side by side, let's compare the wheels and the brakes. So starting with the Scatpack, you have these massive silver wheels, and I believe they do come in like a darker gray color. Looks like you're wrapped around on some Goodyear all-season tires, and you're looking at 305 3520. So very fat tires, and I believe we have even a wider tire in the rear. Going towards the right side with the RT, my personal opinion, these look much nicer. But you're still wrapped with some Goodyears. You're still looking at 20s, and you're looking at 275. Again, more power with the Scatpack, less power, wider tires for the grip, and there you have it. But forgot one thing, of course, also a key component, also important. You have this massive Brembo caliper with those huge. I mean, those are one of the biggest brake discs that I have seen. And of course, if you go to the right side, nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. But back to this side, I mean, I have no words for that. That is massive. Now let's go ahead and unlock the car so we can see the lights, the beautiful ambient lighting, the lighting that has around the DRLs, around the vehicle in the front end. Of course, all LEDs, really nicely done. Of course, it's kept from the concept vehicle, so I really appreciate that they did that. And you have this really cool looking badge that throws it back to the old days front facing camera. And I really like this new badge because Dodge went away from the Ram logo. I mean, Ram separated, so they became their own brand. So you didn't really have the cool Ram logo, so you just had the two lines that Dodge threw out there, or just the Dodge name. So it's really nice that they have this really futuristic looking logo. Let's take a look at the rear wheels as well. On this Scatpack package, we are looking at, I believe this is a 325 tire. Yep, 325, and can't get any wider than that. And I believe this is actually wider than the wide body old Scatpack. And the craziest thing about this car is that we're so used to this look being the Challenger look, but this is a Charger, and this is kind of throwing it back to the original Charger where it did look like this. And of course, the Charger, another thing is we're used to the 4 doors where this has the 2 doors, where there's a 4 door coming, of course. And another thing that's exciting is there is an gasoline version coming too, and an actual engine is going to be in this. So that's a really cool thing to look forward to. Going around the vehicle, let's do a nice exterior look. Of course, you have this nice lip that you have here, and the RT doesn't get that. But what the RT has is actually a nice panoramic sunroof, which we'll take a look at. once we get into the interior of the vehicle. And let me just go ahead and unlock the back, just so you can see the beauty of these rear lights. And you can see the badge glows as well, so it looks really, really nice. Honestly, with this blacked out package, I would even black out those wheels and let's make it dark night. And here is where the controversial part comes. You haven't really seen this done in EV. I mean, even regular cars, they tend to put some fake sounds of exhaust in the interior speakers, but on this one you actually have the grill right here. And yeah, let's start this car up and let's hear it. And yes, the Charger is known for the amazing rumbles and the loud exhaust, and of course, the whine of the supercharger. But I think for an EV, Dodge didn't do a bad job. That sounds pretty incredible, to be honest, coming from the system, the Fretzonic system, as they call it, that makes that sound come out. So honestly, you may not be a fan, but when you hear this thing in person and when you look at this car, it's pretty insane. So let's continue on with this review. Let's open this trunk. Let's see what kind of cargo space you get with this vehicle. Buttons right here, automatic trunk, and they went with the hatchback look. So because of this hatchback system, you have a lot of trunk space. As you can see, there's some goodies in here from the vehicle, and of course, let's lift this up. You have a little bit of cargo space here as well if you want to hide a couple of things. And the button's right on the side, as Jeep likes to do it. Just push that button and bring it right down. Now let's get to the frunk. Let's go and open up the hood, and as you can see, the frunk of this vehicle. So you do have the electric motor in the behind it, and then you have the frunk right here. So just enough space to store, a bag or some groceries. So this is the Scatpack Stage 2. So you're gonna get around 241 miles of range for a charge. But you're not here for that. You're here for the horsepower. You're looking at 670 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque, and at 3.3 seconds, 0 to 60, and a quarter mile, 11.5 seconds. Wow, what a drag car. And if you got the option for the RT package, which we have on the left-hand side, you're looking at about 496 horsepower, 404 pound-feet of torque, 4.7 seconds, 0 to 60, still pretty quick. And you're looking at about 308 miles for a full charge, and that's much better than my Acura TLX Type S does on a full tank of gas, with about the same specs of speed. So not bad, not bad, Dodge. I think they did a really great job on this. And of course, the biggest change that I can see on the side of Dodge is most interiors were kind of plain, outdated. I mean, the Dodge Charger and Challenger, the interior was going down to, I would say, like with 2012, 2011, with the older bodies. And now they've done a huge, huge change. They've modernized the interior. I mean, look at this steering wheel. Kind of reminds me of the Corvette steering wheel. It's kind of squared off. This interior on the left side, with his bumps and his design, the stitching, dual colors, and of course this beautiful, gorgeous red interior, these red seats. That's my favorite, my preference. And then you can see a little difference in the headrest, and I'll show you in the Stage 2, a lot more sportier seat, really nice racing design. But just wanted to start off with the red because that's my preference, and we'll get into the black Scatpack package right now. Now let's get a little more up close and personal with this interior, and it's a little hard to see, but you can see the beautiful ambient lighting coming out of the door handle right there, and of course it continues on with that gorgeous design. You have these, ripples on the side, double stitching color, so really nice attention to detail here. It just looks really, really gorgeous and sporty. Going to that seat that we talked about, from the regular RT package to the Scatpack, you have this Recall style sporty seat. Really looks really aggressive, and you have the Alcantara with the leather. So they did a really, really, really great job here. And let's get more. Let's deep dive into this interior. So I could see Dodge took a little something from Tesla. You have a little button right here. Click it, and then your door opens. And then if you don't have electricity, they do have this handle right here to unlock your door as well, just in case you have no power. So a really nice touch there. Now, luckily we got the the cooled seats on. We got the AC on because it is very hot. It is not 95. I don't know why the car thinks it's 95, but maybe it feels like that because the sun is directly hitting this car. But we do have the nice cool seats, so it's really comfortable. You have this beautiful 12-inch display. The one thing that I gotta give some negatives about is the screen. You can see I clicked media and now it's loaded. So same thing that happened with my personal Jeep Grand Cherokee. It looks like they still haven't fixed the system in terms of the lag, but it is a beautiful screen. I love the graphics. It's a very high definition screen. You can see the ambient color here, and it's really nice how you have this little bar where you can just drag it and change the color to whichever color you prefer. So you got green, you got blue, cayenne. I'm not sure how you can see because it's not too dark out here, but we'll leave it on the red because I like red. But okay, you can change it up. There's blue. All right, so I mean, starting from just the interior, starting from the dash as I always do. I mean, the vents standard, but you can see there's a lot of high-end materials. It looks really nice. Doesn't feel like Stellantis in here. It looks really, really nice, really high end. Sometimes you get into a sporty vehicle and all they focus on is the performance and the sportiness of it, but they don't really give a lot of attention to detail. And I don't see that Stellantis or Dodge missed anything on this. So you got your Daytona badge right up there, and as I always like is a black headliner. Of course, this is straight out of the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Looks exactly the same, but it looks nice. Why fix something if it ain't broken? Don't fix it. And you have sunglass storage. Some cars do tend to miss having a sunglass storage. Going down to the center, you do have your storage here, but it does kind of get blocked for the passenger. So all attention detail for the driver, but you have your USB and your 12 volt. Closing that up, e-brake, push start button, really nicely done, nicely implemented. And I love this shifter. It looks like I'm about to go to a shooting range. Really nicely done. I was not a big fan of that. To me, it was like a pilot's handle, but I do like this new. Really feels very American. Like, let's go shooting now. So going to all the buttons, you have your USB-Cs right there, some storage here, and these are buttons, but they're not actual physical buttons. It's kind of like a haptic feedback. So you click it, there's like a little bit of a click, and of course you have your heated and your ventilated seats. We have it on ventilated right now. Same with the driver's side, and you also have your heated steering wheel. And it looks like you get 3 stages of heating, which is nice. Most heated steering wheels is like heated or non-heated, so you don't get that option of stages. And going into the camera of this vehicle, you can see you have a surround view camera, 360, really nice and high definition. Pretty cool attention to detail here for Dodge. You can see the vents right there. But you have all different views you can look at, even going towards the blind spots for the camera. So this one, not so high definition, but if you look at the rear one, very, very crystal clear. And of course, the steering wheel that I talked about earlier, really beautiful with the square design. You have your nice stitching all across red, perforated on the sides. You think you have your paddle shifters here, but these are not. It's just for the regen braking. You have your little shot of power if you need a boost, and your drive mode selector is right here. And here's the digital cluster. You have a few different modes, going from this one to this one with the mapping display, but it has not loaded yet. But you would have your map on that side as well. So these are the 3 different clusters that you can choose from. Looks really nice. And a little touch that I like here too is that the Dodge badge is blacked out. Most vehicles have a chrome badge on the steering wheel, but it really makes it nice and stealthy like that. Let's get into the back seat of this vehicle. So to get into the back seat, there's a little tab. You pull this out and then you move it forward, and it automatically goes to the front. So let me go ahead and hop in there. I'm gonna go to this one because this seat's pretty far back, and I think this is all the way back too. But I'm about 5'7", and being all the way back, I'm really comfortable. I have a lot of room if I want to. I have heated seats right here and some ventilation, which you can show. And of course, this car also can come in a 4-door. What's going to change in the back seats in the 4-door? Absolutely nothing. You're just going to have another door here. So that makes it that this is a 2-door, but it's a 4-door car basically. That's why you have so much space here. Huge amount of headroom. So really, really nicely done. Of course, something I want to show you is the panoramic roof. That is an additional option that we did not have on the Scatpack, but it's something really nice to have and gives you a little bit of extra headroom. Okay, I don't know. And what's the difference between these two vehicles in price range? You're looking about 60 to 70K for this vehicle for the RT Stage 1 and about 70 to 80 for the Scatpack Stage 2. So a lot of add-ons that you can add on to the vehicle that has to do with the price range, but that's where the starting is about 60 on this one and about 70 on that. And there you have it. That's the review on both of these beautiful 2025 Dodge Charger RT and Scatpack Stage 1 and Stage 2. And as always, I'd like to leave you with the verse today. That's going to be, it's going to be 2 Timothy 3:16. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. So all scripture is the truth and is of God. And that is why they align with the many authors it has and with the time frame that it was written. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'd like to see your thoughts on these vehicles in the comments down below. God bless.